Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Wednesday, August the 10th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Let's get across the action overnight. Wall Street closing lower, backtracking last week's gains as investor attention turns to mixed earnings, softening demand and inflation data out tonight. The Nasdaq finished more than 1.2% lower following a chorus of chipmakers and tech companies warning of cooling demand. Micron Technology and Nvidia both sliding, dragging down the broader index. Ironically, on the same day, President Joe Biden signed into law a new $53 billion semiconductor bill, which is expected to boost production in the sector. Elsewhere, Tesla shares fell 2.5% after reporting weak Chinese-made car sales, and Emerson Electric sliding around 4% despite reporting a 47% jump in third quarter profit. The company's net earnings rising to $921 million, up from $627 million the year before. And Norwegian Cruise Line shares tumbling more than 10% on news the company is forecasting a current quarter loss. Occupancy remains well below pre-pandemic levels, with 65% of cruises filled in the second quarter compared with more than 100% in 2019. And to round out earnings, Roblox reporting a $176 million loss in its second quarter, losing around 30% on a per-share basis. And Coinbase shares have dropped further in extended trade after reporting a $1.1 billion loss for the quarter as its assets fell from $256 billion at the end of the quarter to $92 billion. Well, productivity in the US has experienced its steepest fall since 1948 as labour costs accelerate. Non-farm productivity declining at an annualised rate of 4.6% in the second quarter, while unit labour costs rose at a 10.8% rate, up from 9.5% from a year ago. And an acute shortage of workers is boosting wage growth, which is feeding into inflation. Meanwhile, a small business survey has found 49% of owners had job openings they could not fill last month. Despite this, small business confidence edged higher in July as fuel prices eased, while 37% of owners reported that inflation is their most important problem. The Economic Optimism Index fell marginally in August, and the latest measure of chain store sales has eased. US Treasury yields moved higher overnight, the 10-year at 2.78% and the 2-year at 3.26%. Major currencies weaker against the US dollar, the Aussie currently at 69.7 US cents. Well, negative sentiment ahead of the latest inflation read out of the US is expected to weigh on the local market, with ASX futures currently off more than 0.5%. Global oil prices have seesawed, initially climbing after it was revealed Ukraine suspended Russian oil pipeline flows to parts of Central Europe last week because of a dispute over transit fees. However, the price of Brent crude then fell to $96 a barrel on reports that European nations are making a last-ditch effort to revive the Iran nuclear accord. Iron ore futures have fallen 1.5%, base metal prices are mixed, and the gold futures price continues to climb. And the crypto market is broadly negative, with Bitcoin just managing to hold above 23,000 US dollars. And looking at the local reporting season, Commonwealth Bank is out with its full-year results, posting its highest annual cash earnings in 4 years. Net profit after tax is up 11% to $9.6 billion in the 12 months to June 30th, compared with $8.65 billion a year earlier. However, its net interest margin fell 18 basis points to 1.9%, and it declared a final dividend of $2.10 a share. Chief Executive Matt Commons saying we remain optimistic that a path can be found to navigate through these economic conditions. And that is your day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.